Hi folks, Dave with DBSTECHTALK, and today I want to talk about the Audioquest NightOwl Carbons. I want to thank headphones.com for sending these out for review, and I do greatly appreciate the time that I've had with them. The NightOwl Carbons were a first for me with the Audioquest family. I hadn't had any experience with them. Basically, the only thing I knew about Audioquest was that they made expensive cables, and they made a couple of USB DAC amps, and they made two pairs of headphones, the Night Owls and the Nighthawks. That was basically it. Didn't really know any other details other than that. And then Austin, one of the subscribers, sent in the Dragonfly Red. And I got to play around with that little USB DAC amp, and that thing is incredible. Amazing, just great sound, and very portable, and can be used with your desktop setup also. But the NightOwl Carbons, if you do research online, if you read reviews and watch reviews, you normally will hear they have a lot of bass. They're thumpy, they are warmed up, and they have a unique sound signature. The bass is good. Yeah, part of that's all right. Let's get into it. Well, you get a really nice cable. You get a really nice case. There we go. And it is nice and leatherish, and feels premium. It's a little bulky, but it works extremely well. Opens up, you get a little pocket you can put your stuff in, and then inside where the headphones go is huge. Let's get that in the light so you can actually see it. And they fit in there just nice and snug, and it has plenty of padding around it. You also get a couple carry aim bags, nice quality, and you get a extra set of pads. These are like a micro suede fabric feel. They are comfortable, very soft, and extremely nice, but they warm up the sound, and I did not care for that. It made the sound way too warm, and muddled out the treble and mids, and lost a lot of clarity and detail. So I did not use those. All review and the whole process was done with the leather pads. The cable is terrible. Audioquest makes really nice cables, from what I understand. High quality cables. Everybody seems to recommend them, and they've got to be better in this, because there's no way that this cable meets up with their standards. This thing's awful. Doesn't ever uncoil, and has an interesting 45-degree connector, which I don't mind, and comes with a microphone, which is odd. Because it only works with the iOS, apparently. It doesn't work with my Android phone. And has 2.5 millimeters. So you can use any 2.5 as long as it has skinny entry and fairly long. You can use it. If you have really fat ones, like I have a periop cable, does not fit. But the smaller ones that I'll show you here in a minute do work. The problem that, as much as meh this cable is, that's not the biggest problem. This is. And this little 1/4-inch adapter looks nice, is built nice, is incredibly beautiful to look at. But whenever I would push it into an amp, it wouldn't connect. I would have only one ear playing music. It's extremely hard to push in. Actually, it's just like clunky, and you really have to push. And you have to kind of wiggle it and maneuver it to get it to sound proper. if you take another 1/4-inch adapter and you put them side by side, well, for one, it's extremely small. And also, if you match up the tip points, the Audioquest is a lot thinner. I don't know if you can see that. Put my hand behind it, maybe it'll focus. It's a lot skinnier on this line, and I think that's where the connector problem is. It just causes issues. So yeah, I don't recommend that cable at all. Let's put it away here. Cable I do recommend is the HiFiMan OFC hybrid cable. It has very small 2.5 millimeters. Has a nice black and silver look, which goes very well with the NightOwl Carbon. Has a 90-degree 3.5 millimeter. And it also comes with an adapter, but who doesn't have adapters laying around? You can get it in various lengths. The only thing that I recommend is if you do purchase this from HiFiMan or anywhere else, make sure you specify that you want 2.5 millimeters, because right now they are defaulting and shipping to 3.5 millimeter with this cable, since they have converted their headphones to take 3.5s. All right, enough about that. The headphones, beautiful. One of the best designed headphones I've ever seen. They have a very unique feature. They would win massive awards from me if I was giving out awards for design and creativity and overall beauty. They're kind of chunky in weight. They're not super heavy, but they got a little heft to them. Ear pads are extremely soft, nice and big, D-shape. And when you put it on your head, that weight disappears. And it's just gone. I can wear these for hours on end with no problems whatsoever. The head strap is very nice and soft and just has the perfect amount of tension. Kind of get that halo look with the single band, but these are just incredible. And they isolate well for the outside world. You're not getting noise canceling quality, but it does block out, for the most part, air conditioner or a fan running or somebody in another room watching TV at moderate levels, things like that. Now, if you have kids running around yelling and screaming, dogs barking, things like that, you will hear them. But yeah, they're beautiful made. How's this all portrayed to the sound? Slightly warm, good clarity, good detail, nice air, and good crispness. The bass. It's quantitative, but it's also qualitative. You get a good thump, a nice rumble when called upon, but it's not overpowering. And you get good quality. They're fairly clean in the bass. You don't get a lot of mixtures and jumbles together. It is a cleaner sound to the bass. You can get a little bit of trouble or into a little bit of trouble when the bass is super busy or if you have a warmer amp. The mids are slightly recessed, but they're not thin sounding. They still have a nice full body to them. They have a very good natural timbre, and they are very crisp. Pretty clean also. You don't get a lot of grain in the mids. The mids are, I would say, on par with the HD 650 or the Aeon Flow Open. The mids are really, really good. The treble does have a roll off. It doesn't extend super far, but they have a nice detail and airiness about them, and they have just enough of a sparkle to give you that little bit more, but they're never sharp or piercing or aggressive. It's a mellow treble, but it just plays real well, almost like an HD 600 treble. Soundstage. Now it's a closed back, but it's not smushed up here. It's actually got some distance to it, and it also does a very unique immersiveness. Focal Elex does this where you have the whole like universe floating around your head, and you have sounds coming from everywhere, and they sound very open and airy. The NightOwl Carbons are like the closed version of the Focal Elex when it comes to soundstage. They're not as wide, but you still have that globe around your head, and you still have sounds coming from different spaces, places and stuff. If you're using the right amp and you have the right song going on, these can be very engaging and immersive. Now, they're not intimate. They have very good space, very good separation, and a airiness in the soundstage, but it's really, really unique for a closed back. Imaging is spot on. These things are insanely good for gaming. You know where the sound's coming from, and really like these for gaming. Amps and DACs, how do they pair? We'll start with the ones I didn't care for, and that was the Aune X1S and X7S. The Aune stack is too warm for these, and so if you're using the micro suede pads, you get all warmth and all bass and nothing else. If you use the leather pads, the bass isn't as prominent, but the warmth of the DAC and amp still make these too warm for my pleasure. I do not prefer that. The next one that I didn't really care for it on was the APPJ PA1502A with my electroharmonic tubes. Not that it sounded bad, it just didn't add enough of that warm tubey sound. It was a little. I have it set so that it's more analytical and more clean sounding of a tube amp, and for this, it turned them a little too analytical, I guess you could kind of say, but they lost that airiness and crispness. It was kind of odd. Usually I like the APPJ with most headphones, but with this one, it just took that feeling that these headphones portray on everything else and just made these kind of feel like meh. The Cavelli Liquid Carbon X. That amp has a warmer side to it, similar to the Aune, but it's actually a little cleaner and adds a warmth to it. But because I couldn't use these balanced, that amp single-ended is not near as good, so I give it a pass. If I had a balanced cable for them, for the NightOwl Carbons, and test it on the LCX, curious, because I really like that amp balanced. The Cavelli Tube Hybrid. Now you're talking. You get just enough warmth added in from the tube, And then you get the analytical side. So it takes that solid state, brings in the details and the clarity, and you get just enough open, airy spatialness in the soundstage, and the details are right there. I really like to see the CTH with the NightOwl Carbons. If the APPJ had added just a little bit more of the tube warmth to it, I would have really enjoyed that. But it didn't add enough like the CTH does. The Geshelli stack, the Enog 2 Pro and Arcal Pro work very well. Adds a really nice clarity to it. Has a nice black dark background, and it's very detailed and clear and clean. And then the Monoprice Monolith THX AAA 788. Incredible. You get really good details. Clarity extends out well both sides. Extremely good bass impact. Very nice, crisp, airy treble. And the mids are just right there. Nice and romantic and smooth and buttery. But where the Monolith really surprised me and impressed me was when I turned on Dirac. Gaming, it was just insane. You get that all around immersive. You can pinpoint things, and you know exactly where you are in the game, and it worked extremely well. But where it surprised me was when I started playing music with Dirac on. The NightOwl Carbons are the first headphone that I truly enjoyed with Dirac on. It made it feel like I was there while it was being recorded. It was a truly unique experience. All other headphones, when you put Dirac on, they kind of sounded mellow, hollowed out, and kind of added this weird around you. These actually don't give you that weird hallway effect. It makes you feel like you're in with the musicians, and it's amazing. I really actually liked them with Dirac. I could listen to more than one song, unlike all the other headphones that I have. So, the NightOwl Carbons. Slightly warm, good clarity, good details, and a just pure fun, any type of genre, type of music, these sound good. This is an everyday carry over ear headphone. These are the headphones that when you come home from work and you don't want to listen to your music critically, you just want to chill and relax, or maybe play a game, do something along those lines, these are the headphones you would want to pick up. Headphones.com, thank you for sending these in for a review, and I have greatly appreciated and enjoyed my time with them, and I'm going to be sad that I have to return them. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.